Who are you? And what do people need to know about you?
I'm Steven.
And what do you do?
I DJ and I make music.
Okay. I think something that interests me is how long you've been DJing for. Because I was thinking a little bit about this, how we don't really see the come up of a lot of the biggest guys. Mm-hmm. What we see first, we just see them blow up out of nowhere, and it seems like they're like all overnight successes. But pretty much every guy that's ever blown up has like a long build up before that.
Yeah.
How do you see your journey along that way?
I started DJing in 2011, so that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
That's when I got my first decks, and I started DJing locally.
Yeah.
Under a different name. I'm House of Panda now, but my name previously was DJ Panda Funk, and that was my local DJ name.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And that's where it all started. I was DJing on CDs and, burning new CDs every weekend and carrying a giant CD book around.
Where was this first spot you DJ'd at?
The first spot I DJ'd at was Pantages.
Pantages.
In the side room at a rave.
Which rave was that?
I can't remember the name. I think it was like Vinyl Fantasy or something like that.
Okay.
And then the first club I played at was Republic in the side room.
Yeah.
Back then it was called the Embassy Lounge. And that's what gave me my first residency. It was Saturdays there. 2011 till 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you in the side room there, but the first time I remember you DJing was in the basement at Whiskey Dicks.
Yep.
Because I had finally got in. I didn't really get in too often. And then this time I got in and I didn't even like the music. So I went downstairs. And sure enough, you were playing a lot of the songs that I wanted to hear that nobody else was playing, like some Data Life, Dead Mouse, tracks like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like this guy.
Some Wolfgang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Wolfgang. Yeah.
Some LMFAO.
Yeah. And then I bought you some Jaeger bombs because I was like, okay, I'm just going to hang out here.
I vaguely remember that. I was partying a lot back then.
Yeah, a lot of partying.
Yep.
Not as much anymore.
No. Sober partying.
Okay. Why do you sober party?
I feel like I had a good 10-year long bender.
All kind of a blur or what?
Yeah. I think, I just did my stretch in my 20s of partying every weekend, like pretty hard. And then now I'm just over it. And I don't need it, I enjoy the music.
Yeah.
If I go somewhere and I'm not having fun, then I'm not supposed to be there,
Yeah.
Like either the music's not great, I'm not into it, or I'm not with the right people. If I'm with the right people and I like the music, then I'm in the right place, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't need anything. I just need maybe like a Red Bull and that's it.
Do you regret that phase of partying?
No. It was definitely a lot of fun, and it was some pretty wild nights. There's definitely nights you go home and then you wake up and you have regrets, but
yeah,
I'm glad I got that out of the way. I think what I find is either people were sober or more sober in the 20s, more tame, and then they go to school and have like a 10-year school thing, and then graduate and go crazy in their 30s.
Yeah.
Or they started really young and then got out of the way, and then in their 30s they mature and they're on this sober path. But yeah,
I feel like I'm the same way. I partied in my 20s and then 30s. I'm like, okay, maybe it's time just to build it up.
We went pretty hard. I feel like I've inducted myself in the Hall of Fame of partying from that. Yeah. There's a lot of nights. People don't think people think we like look at me now and be, oh, you're so chill and relaxed, and I'm like, I was pretty fucking wild back then. Like
wild enough to last a lifetime.
A lot of parties, I'd be the last one at the party, so it's not good. Yeah. You don't want to be that guy.
Was it because you were DJing or was it actually just partying?
Just partying.
Okay.
Sometimes DJing too. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why you're able to DJ the after parties. You're just always there anyways.
Well, now I need a nap. I'm going to go out. Like, I had a nap before I came here. They just woke up, so if I...
That is, what, 6 p.m. for reference?
If I sound a little, like, relaxed, I'm,
So you're relaxed.
Still coming out of theta.
I want to go through a bit of like your come up journey, just because I feel like a lot of people might not be completely familiar with it. So,
Yeah.
So 2011, you started DJing. You're DJing, did DJ to Rave, Republic, Whiskey Dicks. When did you start getting like more noticed as a DJ locally?
Um, I don't know, within like the first year or two, because when I got that residency, I started getting some other gigs too. Like I did Fridays at Republic too, which was a busy night. That was Hollywood Hype on Friday, and I would open for him, and then I would get some Thursdays at TYC. I can't remember. It was at TYC or I did some Thursdays at Green Room too.
Yeah.
So I did a lot, and then I did, all the raves, all the festival opening slots like local DJs do, and then
Yeah.
yeah, it happened pretty quickly, and then I was busy for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was all as Panda Funk?
yeah.
When did you change to House of Panda?
I changed House of Panda in 2017 when I started producing.
So the moment you started producing, you made a alias change.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like that was an important distinction to make?
Well, Panda Funk was taken by Dioro's label,
Okay.
so his label was named Panda Funk.
Was that before you took the name in 2011?
I had it first.
You had it first.
Yeah, I had it
Okay.
first. And then I felt like it didn't suit the music I wanted to make because I'm not making funky music, or it wasn't funky in any way.
Yeah.
It was more like I wanted to make bass house at first, electro. And then I was like, okay, well, I think I could just start over with a new name and feel like I have like a fresh start, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, I started House Panda because I felt like I was gonna make all kinds of house music, like bass house, electro house, whatever. And then within like a year of producing, I decided to do the speed house thing, and that's when I was like discovered, and I'm like, okay, I want to go full on with speed house.
So when were you discovered? What did that look like?
That was when I was still mentoring with Bass Clef, so I was mentoring with him every week, still learning to produce, and then I had heard this song by DJ Steak and Moxie called Pagal, and that song's at 135.
Okay.
And I'm like, ooh, this is cool, right? Like, not a lot of people were playing bass house faster than 126, 130.
So
at the time.
135 was like unusual at the time?
For bass house, yeah.
Yeah.
But I loved playing like electro back in the like when I first started DJing. I loved playing electro at raves like at 135, 136.
Yeah.
Cause like when I was fucked up DJing, when I was not sober and DJing, that sounded like the right tempo to me.
Yeah.
And then so I heard that song from DJ Snake and Moxie, and I was like, damn, like, what if I did bass house at this tempo or like
Yeah.
faster, right? So I started trying things out, and I did this track called Rio, which didn't have a name at the time. I did it at like 145, and then I showed Bass Clef, and he's like, dude, this is sick. You should do some more of this stuff. And I started working on more projects like that, and he's like, yo, you need to run with this because you're making these tracks finished, like you're finishing them faster than your bass house stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, still learning, so I was struggling to put these things together. And he's like just go with this because you're naturally finishing them quicker.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I didn't have a name for it at the time, and I was like, do you think I should name this something or just call it like Fast Bass House? He's like, I definitely think you should name it because it's like sitting in between bass house, electro, speed garage, and hard dance. It's in between all these things.
So what you were making didn't really have like a specific genre.
Yeah, like it wasn't sitting with the bass house at the time. There was like, yeah, there wasn't really a lot of it around, right? So that's when I did my first EP, Speed House Volume 1. And I had like 5 tracks like that.
Which was that where the song Power was on?
No, Power wasn't on an EP. Power was 128, actually. And this one was like when Rio was on there, Rewind Selecta, Back to the Sound.
Okay, yeah, that's a classic one. Then.
Yeah. A lot of people said that's their favorite. So
Yeah.
sometimes I think back and I'm like, maybe because I didn't really know that much, and that's what made it more fun as like an EP,
Yeah.
is I didn't have any expectations, right? And I was still learning, so I was just trying whatever. And then, yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
How much traction did that get?
That did really well. Like Back to the Sound got featured in the EDC trailer for that.
I remember that, and we were all,
2019.
yeah, we were all like, why? We were all wondering like why you aren't getting booked. We're like, they use this song, but they're not booking
Well,
it.
I was supposed to in 2020, and then COVID happened.
Yeah,
They promised me a slot, but let's see if I can still get it.
yeah,
And then Rio, Alan Walker played a lot. He played it at like every festival that year.
yeah.
And then Jaws supported Rewind Select at EDC 2018. And then, yeah, like almost all of them got a lot of plays from DJs.
So these are some like pretty big names that are supporting you pretty quickly.
And then the EP after that was Volume 2, and then Hardcore Power on there. Tiesto played at the Ultra Main stage on 2019.
What was like the confirmation that you should run with Speedhouse?
I think just that, just on that first EP getting so much support, and I was like still learning really.
Yeah.
I was still so fresh to the industry, and I was like, damn, like I might be onto something here.
And then what about your song Power? Because that one I think was your most played song.
So Power I finished in 2018 as well.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be a bootleg, a free download
Yeah.
of Snap the Power. And then Tiesto had played it at Tomorrowland that year, both weekends. And then we had reached out to Tiesto and be like, yo, how about we get this signed as like an original? We'd redo all the parts.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have to redo the parts because we made a deal with Sony Warner to get those samples cleared.
Yeah.
And as long as they keep all the royalties, right? So they're giving us like remix permission.
Yeah.
But we can bill it as like, House of Panda, Tommy Sunshine featuring Snap.
Yeah.
The Power.
Yeah.
And that worked out really well. Even though it took a year to clear those samples, it eventually worked out, and now it's like at almost 11 million streams.
A year seems crazy when you try to release a song that, like, especially because if you're releasing like with the times of what's big at the time, and you got to wait a year and then you hope that it's still kind of.
Well,
is that typical?
Within that year, it was like there was hope and there was no hope. There was hope, there's no hope. You know what I mean? Like the guy from Snap, I forgot his name, but he was one of the main guys. He had to approve a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
And he would answer, and then he'd be like gone for like months. Like, oh, his deal's dead,
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, sorry, I was in the mountains, like hiking or something.
Yeah.
And
so he's just like he's older too, right?
Yeah. He'd be like, oh, it's in the the Andes, like hiking or something.
Yeah. Just
okay, and then
just living life.
Yeah, living life. And then it finally worked out, and we're like, oh, thank God. And then came out on Musical Freedom, got a ton of support, and yeah.
Is Power the song that Katy Perry was running around to?
Yeah, it's in the Katy Perry tour
like 7 years,
year, yeah.
7 years later, I guess. It's
Yeah.
just running to it too still, so that's good. So
yeah,
making moves. That's crazy. So at that point you started running with Speedhouse.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened.
Yes.
What happened? What did COVID, like, what kind of effect did that have on you? Or on your career?
Well, I mean, COVID halted everything.
Yeah, so sure.
And I was living in Toronto at the time. So I had to move back eventually. Like I moved to Toronto 2020 January.
Yeah.
And then I had to move back to Winnipeg June 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, because there's nothing going on in Toronto,
Everything's shut down.
Yeah, things were not happening, and it's expensive to stay there if you're not like making money, right? So I came back, tried to figure out a new plan, and started doing live streams and stuff here. Started doing some Twitch stuff, and just kind of figured it out. But it was a dark time, even though we got a lot. Like I still got a lot of work done. Like I started the label in 2020.
Yeah.
I started Speedhouse Movement, and that did really well. We signed a lot of music from like, how many artists did we get? We got, I don't know the total amount of artists, but we signed artists from over 26 different countries.
In 2020 alone, or since 2020?
From 2020 to like 2023.
26 different countries.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So that made me realize that Speedhouse is a global movement, right? Because I was like, damn, like, there's people from everywhere.
How did they find out about Speedhouse?
They just sent me demos to my email.
It's just because they had heard your music before.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I started the label, because I was getting all these demos, and I was like, I don't even know where to put these, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
I don't have a label. Like, thanks for sending me the music, but like,
Yeah.
I wish I could put them somewhere. And then, yeah, I came up with the plan to start a label, and then yeah, and we're still here, but we're Speed World now instead of Speed House Movement.
Why the change?
Well, I one of the reasons was I was also getting demos for like drum and bass and hard techno and stuff like that, and I didn't want it to be a solely Speed House label.
Yeah.
Because things were like right now, all the faster genres are popular, right?
Yeah.
And I was turning down some really good hard techno stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna rebrand. And then there was like a situation that we had to kind of like disband from the parent label, which is Brooklyn Fire.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit like industry stuff going on there that we just had to part ways. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So now you're signing all this music.
Mm-hmm.
You came back from Toronto back to Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you move to Asia?
I moved to Asia in 2022, so I stayed in Winnipeg for a year and a half.
And what was like the
Or
ultimate?
no,
Reason?
2 years, huh?
What was the ultimate reason for the move?
I did my first Asia tour in 2022
Okay.
in the summer, and then when I went there, I realized there's a huge following for like Speed House there.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I gotta go. You know, like
Dive
Speed
in.
House wasn't as big in North America yet.
Yeah.
Even though it was known, like we had artists from like LA, like New York, whatever, but like over there they just love fast music. In the club it's all fast music, right? And at that time in North America, a lot of the music in the club was like tech house,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of like the Chris Lake Fisher stuff was the popular sound in the club. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over there and see what I could do and tour out there. And I did that for like 2 years, and then I moved back to Canada last year.
Why'd you move back?
I moved back because I wanted to. Well, I moved back because I wanted to like be based off North America for my career,
Yeah.
and also grow Speed House here too.
Yeah.
Because over there, when I was living there, I would get shows and then fly back and do like one show and then fly back.
Yeah.
And I found it much harder to plan like a whole series of shows being on that side of the world. But being over here, it's easier for me to plan a string of shows in Asia.
Okay.
Just how it worked out. And I'm like, hey, well, I do miss home. And I feel like my core belongs, like who I am belongs to Canada. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so over that time, tech house stopped being as big of a thing, and the music here kind of like caught up to Speed House as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would say house is still like the main genre, right? Like
Yeah.
the John Summit, the Don Bella stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very clear that like fast music is like, growing rapidly in North America.
And it was in Asia that you decided to go sober?
Was it in Asia? Yeah.
And you've been sober, over 2 years now?
Yeah, it was September 23rd, 2023.
What, like, ultimately made you lead to that change?
Well, when I first moved to Bali, like within the first couple months of living there, I had my first hangover. It was not fun. I remember waking up in my bed. I remember waking up and then I'm like looking at my air conditioner on the ceiling and I was like, wow, this fucking sucks. And I felt like I had a fever and I felt like it gave me a fever and a hangover. And then I just didn't do anything all day. I ordered food and I just looked at my phone. And like, when you look at your phone and you just see like so many notifications.
Yeah.
And then you just know it's work stuff. And
Yeah.
you're like,
Just don't want to deal with it.
I felt like I couldn't even think.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I never want to feel like this. And then I didn't quit that time, but I drank way less living in Bali. And then eventually when I moved to Bangkok, it was 2023 September.
Yeah.
Then I had a show in New York. I flew to New York and I was jet lagged, played that show, and I drank a ton just to like, keep me going.
Yeah.
And after that New York show, I went to the airport for a 6 a.m. flight,
Yeah.
like still kind of drunk. Got here to play a festival, and then I was like so hungover that I just couldn't even prepare my music. I just slept all day, and I was like, you know what? I'm just done. I'm just done drinking.
Yeah. So
It just did nothing for me.
It was affecting your career.
Yeah.
And how do you feel now?
I feel great. I feel better than I did 10 years ago.
It seems like going sober is more popular now.
Yeah, it's definitely getting more popular. Like a lot of people feel like they don't need it as much, or drinking's just not the same as like the 2000s that we grew up in. Like
Yeah.
I think the early 2000s and like early 2010s was all about drinking. Like the music was about drinking.
It's party shots,
Hip hop
shots.
music was about drinking.
Yeah.
The EDM music was about drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're like phasing out of that. Like the new generation doesn't really want to drink either, like Gen Z, and you know, drinking can get expensive.
Yeah.
So, the kids don't want to spend their money on drinking, and they want to spend their money on experiences. It feels like
Can you blame them?
no.
So, so do you think it's a good thing for the industry, or is it a bad thing for going sober? Because it seems like the music industry in general.
Well, obviously,
is
like
hiding.
this music is relies heavily on alcohol sales, right?
Yeah.
And drink sales, so it does affect them in that sense. But the kids do want more events, and they want events that are experiences, right? So this does push like promoters and event organizers to be a little bit more creative in what they curate.
So it's like challenging promoters to do something a little bit more special.
Yeah.
Do you kind of see that right now at the events that they're kind of
Oh yeah, for sure.
stepping up kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, like stepping up production even is huge, right? Like, people want to feel like they're in an experience, not just in like a room getting fucked up to music.
Is that why you did a show just now with a bunch of lasers?
Yep.
Then how did that go?
I think because I knew how important it was to have like a really big production,
Yeah.
and yeah, like it turned out really well. It sold out, and it was a big learning experience. It was scary at the beginning, a little nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Before I started doing it, but sometimes you just have to. You just gotta dive in, and
Did it give you like the confirmation you needed to know to like you're going to do more, or what's the plan of that?
yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like it gave me the feeling that I do have a knack for it, and just from all the experience of like learning from people around me and being in the industry, I feel like I can do it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really have like a manager or like a team handling this for me, right? It's just me
Yeah.
overseeing everything, and then luckily I had a great team. I have a great bar manager. I had a great production team and friends I wanted to help out, and then but I had to oversee so many things, like dealing with the venue,
Yeah.
getting permits, gotta get the insurance, gotta make sure the production's on time, make sure everyone's on board with getting things done, in a timely manner, so we can have the show start on time. And even though we didn't, we had last minute hiccups, like I won't go through all of it, but like we had to start like 15 minutes late, right? So, yeah.
How are you doing so much at once? Because now you have the music label, you have your record label, you got the shows going on. Now obviously you're making your music and DJing yourself too.
Ridiculous amounts of coffee.
Coffee, caffeine. Okay.
Yeah. The secret is being level-headed. Because if you're like, if you have all these things going on and you're stressed out, you're just not gonna tackle them the right way.
Yeah.
I feel like you're calm and you can relax and be okay, what is my next step today, or what's my next step right now, and how can I handle this efficiently? Then you can do a lot more than you think. Like if problems come at you and you're just like panicking and you're not, thinking clearly, then everything feels way more stressful than it should.
So how do you keep level-headed?
Meditation,
Meditation.
100%.
How long have you been meditating for?
5 years.
Was it tough to start? I think it feels like there's like a hurdle for most people to actually start.
Yeah, for sure. It's so weird because now that I think back, like December 5 years ago was the first time I started meditating.
Okay, so exactly 5
Yeah,
years.
and it was hard. People may look at me now and be like, "Oh, he's so composed and put together," but back then even now sometimes I'm pretty scatterbrained, right? Like I do have like ADHD tendencies,
Yeah.
and you can feel it. Like when you can't concentrate, you're just like you just want to.
I know. I'll do.
You want to go YouTube. You're on TikTok, and you want to answer all these messages. You want to do all these things, right?
Yeah.
And you're distracted. So back then it was even worse because I never meditated and I was partying all the time, right? So like I felt like I was probably a little crazy back then, and it was after like a really dark period during COVID that I had a psychedelic experience that really changed my life. And after that, like a few months after that experience, that's when I made it a goal to like meditate every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this out and I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm hearing like so many like benefits of it and so many good things about it. And I just started doing like I just went on YouTube and did like a guided meditation.
It's like you started with guided meditations.
Yeah, so I found like a guided meditation. I found a few that I liked, and I started doing them every day. And then I just stuck to those. And sometimes I would find new ones, and sometimes you know I would just listen to music. But
Yeah.
I did guided meditations probably for like at least 6 months.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, probably like a year later, I fully stopped doing guided meditations and I started doing just listening to like, I'll just put like meditation music on, like frequency music or
Yeah.
something really calming and just close my eyes and meditate, right? And now I can just sit and, you know, meditate with nothing or just meditate like when it's just really being present and not like having your mind think about something else, like besides where you're at, what
Yeah.
you're doing, right? So even if I'm driving, you can meditate while you're driving and just being present and not like being scatterbrained and thinking about something else, right?
So why does that help keep you level-headed?
Because you're able to be like centered. Like meditation is about like being centered in your body and in your mind, right? And not like being like frantic. And the mind's always thinking about stuff. Like we have distractions everywhere. You know, I think society now is just like nonstop information. So you're always having things coming at you, and it doesn't help like the average person like be still and like be in their body, be in their center, right? So like going back to like if I'm busy and have all these things going on, like going back to this event, like all these different things going on, you know, like we had some issues like, or it's not issues but like worries about the event, if it was gonna be able to get pulled off and, you know, done properly. So, you know, when you have people that are panicking and worrying, you have to be a leader, you have to be calm, right?
Yeah.
Be like, listen, I'm taking care of this and I have this under control, right? So even if I'm not meditating in that moment, so it's like it's me remembering to come back to my center. And like even if you just focus on your breath in whatever moment you're in, that's like bringing you back to your center and like, hey, what can I do to handle this right now?
Yeah.
Like what can I do to handle this situation, right?
It's almost able to like calm yourself in stressful situations.
Yeah,
Actually make the
it's
right
just
decision.
calming your nervous system.
Yeah, and then we can actually make the right decision.
Yeah, because if you're like frantic and you're getting like 10 different messages from, you know, 10 different people, you're like, which one do you tackle first? You have to like slow down and be like, hey, this first, done, handle that, you know? And when you handle these things like in that way, things are moving more efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also a big advocate for meditation. I started in 2020 as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm always trying to like convince people to start, but it's so hard to actually get them to like, because they struggle so hard to actually just sit with their
Yeah.
thoughts.
The thing,
Why do you think it is that people like actually struggle to take that step to start meditation?
people have like this weird way to think about it where they're like, oh, well, if I'm gonna start meditating, I should be able to do it right away. Like, well, what thing that have you never done are you gonna be good at it right away? You're gonna be beginner at it, at everything. You're gonna be beginner at riding a bike. You're gonna be like beginner at archery. You know, it's like same thing with meditation. If you never meditated in your life, if you've never like sat in silence and gave yourself like stillness, you're not gonna be able to meditate right away. So you need to like work up to it. You need to practice and, you know, incorporate it into your routine, right?
So people like too easily give up when it doesn't come naturally.
Yeah, they give up really quickly because then they're like, oh, well, I couldn't stop thinking. And I'm like, well, that means you need to keep meditating.
Yeah.
You know, like,
there's probably something you need to think about.
You know what I mean? It's like you get on a bike and you can't balance. Like you need to keep going so you can learn, right?
Yeah.
It's like a skill. And the best way I can explain it for people is like your mind is like a water faucet.
Yeah.
If you've never let the faucet like drain, then you know you just have all these thoughts like swirling and swirling and swirling, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you open up like the tap, the water that comes out at the beginning is usually like a little bit more like murky and brown, right?
Yeah.
If it's like an old faucet, and then you know over time it gets clearer and clearer and clearer, the more the water runs, right? And that's the same thing for your thoughts. It's you have to let it run, let it run, let it run. So sit with yourself, and like, even if you're thinking, let those thoughts, you know, they'll slowly, eventually drift somewhere else. You know, even though you don't like it, but I think because we live in a world where there's you can just like, you know, soothe yourself with your phone and get some dopamine that way, and it'll distract you from your own thoughts, really, right?
Anytime your thoughts are bothering you, you can distract yourself with a quick dopamine hit.
Yeah, you know. So when you have never meditated, you start sitting down, it's probably it's definitely uncomfortable. I've been there, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I say start with a guided meditation, and that way you can focus on the voice and focus on your breath and what it's guiding you to do, right? Instead of just sitting and trying to sit in silence first.
Have you successfully been able to like get people to start meditating when trying?
I have some people, not a lot though. I feel like the thing with meditation is I feel like you have to want to. It's one of those things that you feel called to it, then you're gonna want to do it, right? If you don't feel called to it, no one can force you to do it.
Yeah.
Because you don't feel inclined to it, right?
Yeah.
Like I felt called to it. That's why I wanted to do it. And then I very quickly realized how good it is. And then I was like, and then it was almost became like an addiction, you know, an obsession. And it's like, okay, well, this is now my energetic spiritual hygiene. It's like the same thing as brushing my teeth. If I don't meditate in a day, then I feel something's off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always find it frustrating because I feel there's so many people that can benefit from meditation. Like I know
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I'm writing a blog and I'm like at the end I'm like, and that's why you need to meditate. It's
probably,
benefits everything.
I'm sure it's probably the answer to everybody's problem, right?
Yeah, on some level, yeah, for sure.
Like whatever you're going through or whatever you're dealing with, I swear you can probably just meditate and you can figure out the answer. Because everybody is born with like an innate intuition that's like your guide. You know, that's like your guide in life. And sometimes, like, you know, trying to use the intellect or like logic to figure out everything in your life is not the way to go. And you know you best, so to know you have to sit with yourself. Right.
So you mentioned that this benefits directly or when you're during your event, but how has it benefited like your music producing and DJing? Because you started in 2020. Like how has it changed for you since then?
Well, I don't. With meditation, I find it more for like I do find it gives me better ideas when I sit and I'm like more calm with myself.
Yeah.
And it makes my production process less chaotic.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but back then I'd be really chaotic, you know? I would have like spurts of energy, just like produce, but like I'd also be very like nervous as a person. That's probably why I made Speed House, you know, because it was like soothing me in some way.
Yeah.
But now because I'm such a calm person now, I don't really listen to like hard music unless I'm at the gym. If I'm driving, I'm not listening to like hard music, you know, I'm listening to like, you know, stuff that's like relaxing, or like I even listen to like rock and other genres, and it's not always about like hard music. Back then when I was younger, I would listen to hard music all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
So it almost changed. It changed the music that you're listening to. Did it change how you're making music?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm making better decisions. Like I feel like I can produce much quicker, but I mean that could be a skill thing too. But yeah, I mean I don't know. I just feel like overall I'm just making better decisions all the time. Yeah.
I feel like one aspect that it might help, and maybe you could correct me on this, but music is a very like, or producing and DJing is very like you could see your stats all the time. Like you can see like what your last booking fee was. You can see what your last song produced for views. Does it help you like handle the ups and downs, or if not, like how do you handle the ups and downs?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it helps with being disconnected from all that, right?
Yeah.
And being able to like not be phased by like numbers and, you know, the bullshit of like the music industry. Because
is there a lot of bullshit?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's still a business, right?
Yeah. I mean, we hear about some of the bullshit with like some of like the pop artists, but
yeah,
how about in the DJ world?
I mean, even in dance music is not like underground niche anymore. You know, dance music is like the popular genre.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have, when you're the popular genre, you're gonna have big money involved. You have big money involved. You're gonna have big egos involved, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think this is what messes up a lot of artists, because especially being in a music industry that's vicious or can be vicious, and then having social media, and if you're not a grounded person or you're not like secure in yourself,
Yeah.
you can get lost in that really quick, and it can really mess with your head. And we do see that. We have seen that, you know. So
I mean, we've seen a lot of artists lose themselves in the industry. I mean,
Yeah.
DJ world, probably Avicii's probably the most notable one. But
yeah,
how have you seen it like firsthand? Like other people kind of
Yeah.
like losing themselves to the comments, or losing
Yeah.
themselves because they can't match the last track.
yeah,
or
for sure. I've seen a lot of artists just like, I don't know, they just like compare themselves, and you know, they get insecure or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is what comes down to meditation is that self-work, is you working on yourself, and you feel secure in yourself enough that you don't care about these things, that you let them bother you, right? Like you should care about your career and like have that drive to keep going, but you should also tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Like it's not about what the other person is doing. It's really about like your own journey, right? Like everyone's path is different. You know, everyone starts off in a different place. Everyone starts off with different resources, you know? This person may have wealthy parents, this person may not.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different journey, and you need to just focus on yourself, really. Like, have you ever watched the Defiant Ones?
No, I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, it's a
but
good
I
show.
haven't actually watched it.
So in that show, Jimmy Iovine has a really good speech, and he talks about racehorses.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know why racehorses have these blinders? He's like, because when you're in the fucking race, you don't look left or look right. You focus on what's in front of you.
Yeah.
You're not looking at the other horse. You're not looking at what we're doing, because you look at the other horse, you're gonna have a misstep, and then you're gonna trip, and then you know you're gonna fall over. So that mentality is the same thing you should have in life, not just in music. I think is like not worrying about what other people are doing. Like, you know, obviously keep up with your industry and the trends and where things are going, but don't pay so much attention to like what anyone else is doing. Just focus on what you want to do and what your next step is, right?
Have you ever made that mistake of just like paying attention to everybody else, and then you start making the wrong
Oh
stuff? Yeah.
well, yeah, for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I say meditation is so important, because it made me like eventually disconnect from that. And I was like, you realize how much time you're wasting, you know, and you give energy to these things. 'Cause, like, when you're younger and you're coming up or whatever, you may see someone that's not, you know, I think everybody has gone through this when you're an artist, and you may see like some kind of fuckery in the industry and be like, well, how did this person get there? You know, like I know they don't make their own music. I know they're not, you know, as talented as me. Like, how do they do that? So it's like you can get into this comparison game when really you just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever like met anybody like encourages that behavior, like almost thinks that you should be comparing yourself?
Not really.
So,
That'd be weird.
so people like know that's like a genuine like, thing that they know. They should
Yeah.
be, like avoiding.
There probably are people like that out there, but if they told me to do that, I would just probably be like, sure.
Because there's definitely a lot of people out there who do that.
Yeah, it's like a keeping up with the Kardashians thing, you know, like,
Yeah.
or not even in music. It's just like the you know, if you're into celebrity culture, you want to look like your celebrity, figure out what they're into, and look like them, and you know,
Yeah, it's a comparison trap.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's getting exposed more when people realize that half the people were like photoshopped on some level, and they open
Yeah.
social media or whatever, or magazines, I guess first.
yeah,
It's like a comparison trap is like the death of
yeah,
any sort of like, I guess, authenticity, even because then you're trying to compare yourself to other people, and you're just losing who you
yeah,
are.
exactly.
How do you express your authenticity? Because obviously you had to create your own brand,
Yeah.
a brand that stands out, and I would say on some level has even been copied by other people. And I think maybe the best form of flattery is
Yeah,
being copied. So
yeah, I think so.
How do you how do you really like find who you are like authentically?
I think beyond the music, it's who you
express
are
it.
as a person.
Yeah.
You know, and what you're, you know, that's why I like doing podcasts now, because it shows who you are beyond just the music and the aesthetics, right? So I think that's how you be authentic is that, because the one thing that people can't copy is like your soul, right, and who you are.
Yeah. But they try.
Yeah, even music people can copy, but if you listen to music that has been copied from something else, you can tell which one has, you know, more soul and more like artistry in it, right? And
Yeah.
something feels like a carbon copy. Yeah.
So how do you actually find who you are in order to be able to express?
I'm gonna go back to meditation.
Let's go back to meditation.
Yeah,
I think, but you had it before you started meditating because you kind of you had your brand design before then.
I think, yeah, even though I wasn't like into like that kind of stuff, like self work and meditation, mindfulness before,
Yeah,
I really knew what I liked. Like I really knew my taste.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's why I was like pretty good at DJing locally. Like I knew what I liked, and like I would like my style of DJing. I feel like what made it special was programming. I feel like programming is important.
okay,
Programming is how you flow your set. Like you can have the same library as someone else, but you have to know what is going to come next. That's going to be like wow for the audience, right?
Yeah,
and you know how to like basically you're the crowd controller. You're directing the energy of the room.
Yeah,
and that's what like I think I wouldn't consider myself an open format DJ because I didn't do a lot of hip hop, even though I had some hip hop sprinkled in, like when I was doing 441.
yeah,
But being in those kind of rooms helps you like tune into that kind of like intuition and flow of like what works and what doesn't, right? Because you really have to, if you're there beginning of the night to the end, like beginning of the night, you're really tested of like, can you bring that flow in for the people there?
Yeah.
Even if it's not busy yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So almost some of it would probably have to come from experience though too, right? Because
Yeah, I think experience.
You were there a lot. Like you knew the music. And
Yeah.
You knew how like, you were raving for a while too before you started DJing.
Experience, taste, and just like being able to feel things out.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like DJing is very intuition based too. Like you have to like it's very intuitive.
Yeah.
But you have to know what's going to be good next. And some people have that wow factor, but they're like, oh shit, I didn't expect this, and this flowed super well, right?
Yeah.
You can be like that really technical guy and be like, I'm gonna mix and key everything. Like I'm gonna the 7A, and I'm gonna go here. It's like you have everything lined up, but I never did that. I just like I would just hear it in my head, and then if I don't hear it, I would just hear my headphones and mix it in my headphones. And like, it doesn't work. Find something else. I'm like, oh shit, this works really well. Now I'll mix it in, right? And then over time, what works, and you can start having these like systems where, okay, I know this song will work with these 3 songs, and then over time, new songs come out. You try different things.
Did that change for you over time? Because I mean, at one point you were playing clubs. Now you're kind of
I mean,
shows.
I kind of miss that because I don't do that anymore. Now I'm doing
It's pre-planned
my shows, right?
Yeah, it's like planned.
So it's like I have a planned, House of Panda playlist. I have a planned Warehouse 11 playlist.
Yeah.
The Warehouse 11 is probably more of like a freestyle than the House of Panda. House of Panda is more like a show, right? Where it's like I plan it for
people are expecting a House of Panda show.
Yeah.
And I go to a House of Panda show.
Yeah, it's like majority of my own music, and I'm really planning it like how I want to plan for the visuals and the effects and stuff.
Does the pressure ever get to you?
The pressure of music industry?
Well, I mean, in general, at a show like a House of Panda show, people are coming and maybe they had a great experience. They have that like expectation. Do you ever feel like the pressure to perform?
I don't think the pressure is as much there anymore. I think I've gotten like used to it by now.
Is that just from playing?
Yeah, I think it's just from experience. Eventually, you just get used to it. Like maybe if I play like EDC main stage, or like a big stage like that, I would be pretty nervous, But now it's like I played like 5,000 person party in Myanmar for my birthday this year, around that time.
That's pretty crazy.
And I didn't feel that nervous.
Is that outdoor, indoor?
Indoor, yeah, it's a big
Indoor.
like,
Did they have
indoor.
a 5,000 person club?
Yeah, no, it was a big indoor like arena.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't feel that nervous. So, yeah, I think it depends on the crowd. Like if I play like a big show, like I think if I play like over a 10,000 person show, then I probably feel a little bit more nervous. I think it's always the first 5 songs.
Yeah.
After the first 5 songs, I think you can get into your flow. Unless you're playing a completely brand new set and you're trying something else out,
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna incorporate a guitar or something into my set, and
Okay.
something I've never done, or start singing.
Yeah, something new. Definitely new element. I wonder how much of a difference it would actually feel like. So I remember, I'm going to date it myself a little bit back here, but I'm thinking 2015 when Martin Garrix came here. I remember I was like, before he was performing, I was like standing in the stadium with him, talking to him, And I was like, he had just flown from EDC, I think the day
Yeah.
before, and I was
That was
like,
a good show. That was
yeah,
very fucked up.
and I had asked him, I was like, what's the difference like playing here versus EDC? And he was like, honestly, he's like, I like playing this way better. He's like, at EDC, he's like, I can't see faces at all. He's like, it just
Yeah.
looks like a blur. But he's like, when I'm at a show like this, a Summer of Sound, he's like, I can actually see people and interact with them. So I feel like almost the pressure must be higher if you can see how people are reacting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
The energy
there's
must
more of
be-
a distance between you and people, right?
Yeah, but the energy must supposed to be crazy at EDC to be able to. I mean, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Fuck yeah.
like kinetic fields or whatever. It's like 90,000
Yeah.
people or something there. Just
I haven't been on stage, but I've been backstage where I can see the crowd, and I'm like, damn, this looks crazy.
yeah, you can just see it like moving like a wave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, this year when I went to EDC and I performed a song with Ray Ray.
Yeah.
That was nerve wracking.
which stage is
And
that on?
and I don't drink, but I had a beer. Like I had like half a beer before I went on stage.
Oh, is it for them to call
Like,
numbers?
I was back there and like I'm waiting for her to give me the signal to get on stage.
Yeah.
And I'm like pacing back and forth. I'm like, I need to sip this Heineken. You know?
Yeah.
And then even being up there, and I was like, there's like 40,000 people here.
Oh, so it's a bigger stage
Yeah.
too.
It was Wasteland, but like like
But Wasteland's pretty big.
yeah, like it's hard music is the wave right now, right? And I got up there, I'm like, there's 40,000 ish people. Like people were past the entrance of Wasteland, and I was like, holy shit.
So the stage was full when she's going on.
I can't, there's not time to stutter on the mic and freeze up.
Too.
Yeah.
Go pull 8 Mile.
Yeah. But even that is something you have to get used to, is being able to like be confident on the mic. I was
Yeah.
never confident on the mic.
I feel like most DJs like never start confidently on the mic.
Yeah,
It
like
takes time.
it takes time, and you have to build up to it. I wasn't even confident DJing. This is why I wear shades, because
That's why you wear shades?
yeah.
So nobody can see your
I
eyes.
never.
like-
I didn't, well, I mean, I didn't start wearing shades when I was DJing. Like I just I remember playing a show and I opened for Jaws
yeah.
when I was House of Panda. Right, it was 2017. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I opened for Jaws, and I remember played a good set, but people were like, "Yo, like, you need to look up more. Like you're like looking at the decks the whole time you're DJing."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like I was very shy,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "What if I just like wear like sunglasses so it make me more confident? It's like a mask, you know?"
I always thought it was to make it look like you had like panda eyes.
Oh, that too. Maybe that does work when I wear the aviators.
Yeah.
'Cause of, like, cat eyes. Someone has told me that, but no, it was because I was like so shy.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that just kind of became your thing.
yeah, and it became a thing. Yeah.
That's cool. So along the way, you probably received a ton of advice from people. What's the worst advice you've ever been given?
Worst advice. I don't think about this often, so you gotta give me a couple seconds to think.
All good. Think away.
I think there's like bad production advice. I feel like when it comes to like creating music, there isn't a one size fits all on rules of how to make music. I don't think there's any rules actually that. I don't think there's that many rules that you should follow. I follow like a lot of rules from YouTube, tell you need to cut this and you have to do things this way,
Yeah.
and then like the rule of you should cut everything that's not your bass and your kick below 100 hertz,
Yeah.
something like that.
I remember hearing that. Before.
Something like that is bad advice. Because I
I,
have people that because I do mixing and mastering work, right?
Yeah.
So people send me their music to get mixed, and I'm like, they're like, I don't know why. They're like, I don't know why my song sounds cold. And I'm like,
Yeah.
your song sounds cold because you cut everything under 100 hertz. That's not you kicking your bass.
yeah.
And they're, oh, no, am I not supposed to do that? And I'm like, no, because you sometimes your lead has artifacts down there that makes things warm. Like
Yeah.
when you're mixing analog on like a mix board, you're not cutting all these things like a surgical cut. You're like lowering the lows, lowering here, like it's a knob, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a surgical cut, like an EQ on Ableton. And people do that, and their song sounds cold, and I bring it back, and I start mixing it in. Like I might lower it a little bit, but I'll mix it in where it's sitting right. And they're like, oh, now it sounds warm. I'm like, yeah, don't listen to YouTube or whoever's telling you to cut this shit.
That's funny. I feel like that's a problem with like a lot of things in general when you're learning on YouTube, is that people say things with like such certainty.
Yeah.
And then you make that adjustment when you're learning off at the beginning. You create like this bad habit.
I feel like that's advice with everything online now.
Oh yeah, YouTube's full of that.
YouTube,
Everybody's just so
Instagram,
certain.
TikTok. People are like, this is the only way to manifest, or like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is the only way to do business, shit like that, And it's like Bruce Lee had a really good quote where he said, take what is useful and remove what is not. So I feel like when I'm gonna get so philosophical here right
That's
now.
okay.
When you're going through life, and then I don't know, like this applies to like production and everything, right? Like, it's good to find your own philosophy of what works for you, and that is like a culmination of your own experiences and things you learn from, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I realize now. There's no one way to do something, and there's not like one way to go about life or to view things. You just have to learn and know what works for you, take what resonates, and build your own philosophy.
So what works for you aside from meditation?
Regarding what?
Like life?
Life?
Yeah.
Meditate.
You've been working out a lot.
Eat right. Go to the gym. Hit the sauna. Don't be too dogmatic about one belief.
Okay.
Continue learning. Always be learning.
Remain a student. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I think you should be a forever student, like in life, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but the thing is that I'm like gonna contradict myself here because sometimes learning too much is a crutch. Because
you're not taking action, and you just
because then you just continually learning, and then you're not taking enough action because you feel like you don't learn enough, so you need to keep learning, right?
Yeah.
Because I do know people like that too. Like I'm gonna bring us back to music, where I know a lot of people that watch a ton of tutorials.
Yeah.
And they're always downloading the latest plugin or trying this, trying that. I'm like, you don't need this shit. I'm like, I don't use this stuff. I'm like, do you think my music sounds good? They're like, yeah. I'm like, hey, well, as your mixing and mastering engineer, I'm telling you don't need this shit.
Yeah.
So stop trying new things. Like, stick to the basics and make it sound good with that.
Yeah.
And it becomes like I don't know the words, but like this learning kind of like this learning rabbit hole where you're like just
it becomes your excuse.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I can't do this yet.
Yeah,
because,
it becomes an excuse. Like I don't know enough, so I need to keep learning. But you already know more than enough, right?
Yeah, and then you never take the action of actually doing the thing, which
is hard too. Because I like telling people to learn, but you have to know yourself. Like when's enough, and when to stop and use what you know and apply it. Right.
I think people forget that part of learning is also getting the experience.
Yeah.
So it's like you learn by doing the thing too.
Yeah.
It's like some people can do whatever, learn business by going to university and taking business classes, or they can start a business and learn as like that as well.
Because I fell in this trap with like the self-development world, reading tons of self-development books, and after so many books, you realize they're all saying the same thing, and you don't need to learn anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like be present, get to know yourself, meditate, treat people how you want to be treated, be disciplined, give yourself real tangible goals.
It's almost like virtues to live by.
Yeah, it's really simple. Don't sweat the small stuff. Focus on your next step. And it's like I feel like it's a continually.
It's like Panda's rules for life.
I think that's the stuff you learn in school, really.
Yeah,
like when you're a kid, like the golden rule.
Yeah,
stuff like that. The really like cliche, simple advice is the best. And I think a lot of these books just kind of like expand on them.
Yeah, or have a different way
over
of
like so many chapters, and it's like, well, I think life is just simple. Yeah, life is just simple, then we just complicate it, like life.
Because we're all trying to find some answer that we think we don't already know.
Yeah, like love one another, be kind to one another, love yourself, and all those kind of like things that sound cliche.
How do you love yourself?
It's just accepting yourself. It's just
that's not very easy for a lot of people, though.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a world that's designed for you not to, because if you love yourself, then you don't need to buy anything.
Okay.
But when you don't love yourself, you feel something's missing.
So consumerism.
Yeah, when you feel like something's missing, then you need to buy, the latest thing to make you feel better. You need to buy, you need to get fillers. You need to get fucking Botox. You need to get, whatever. You need to get the fucking newest iPhone.
Yeah.
You need to get this car. You need to get whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you really are whole and complete as you are. You're perfect as you are. And if you can accept yourself as that, then you can get to a really good place where you don't need anything. Not saying that you shouldn't, want things and have desires, but you also shouldn't feel like you're incomplete and you're missing something all the time, and something has to fill that void in you.
Why do you think people feel like that though? Because I feel like this is such a common issue right now, like more than ever.
Because they're programmed that way,
By who?
If
Or
by the
what?
corporations, by consumerism.
Yeah.
Um, businesses want to make money, and that's how they make money.
So what advice would you give those people? Because a lot of those people are trapped, and they're like, I know I'm trapped, but what do I do?
So tell you that you're perfect the way you are. You don't need anything outside yourself. Which is hard for people to accept,
They might need to
And if you
meditate.
don't, I mean, like, whatever you feel about yourself, I feel you start with something at the first level, which is physical. Start at the physical level.
Yeah.
You don't feel good, go to the gym, meditate.
Okay.
Like, you're a fan of Joe Dispenza too.
Yeah, I've read.
Yeah, so Joe Dispenza talks about your person.
I was literally just started reading his book like 2 days
I
ago.
was literally gonna just spit a quote and I forgot it. Yeah, I was right. Your personality is your personal reality.
So George Dispenza said,
So
what?
he says your personality becomes your personal reality, right? And going back to, like, if you don't feel good, start at the basic level, which is your physical body. Go to the gym. And what happens when you go to the gym? When you go to the gym consistently enough times, then you get in better shape. When you get in better shape, you feel better at yourself. You feel better about yourself, right?
Yeah.
You feel better about yourself, you're more confident. So your personality is now changed, and that changes your personal reality, right? So being more confident, you're gonna, be more courageous to talk to people. You're gonna get maybe better opportunities, right? You're gonna be more confident. So stuff like that is what I mean by, like, or what Joe Dispenza means by your personality makes your personal reality, and your personality is like what your outlook on life and where your energy is at, right? If you're always doom and gloom, your reality is going to be doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But if you're become confident, you're hopeful, you see the best in life and the best in people, then your reality is going to be different for someone else. That's the opposite, right?
So do you think the gym's a good place to start?
I feel like it's a great place to start. I think we should not be where people forget that humans are animals, and animals are not supposed to, sit around and rot in front of a screen. We're supposed to be moving. We have physical bodies that we need to be moving, right? And people think, like, exercise, oh, I don't have a gym membership, or I don't want to do weights, or like people, oh, I don't want to be buff, which is kind of like the dumbest excuse, because it's like, for you to be buff, you know how much hours you have to put in the gym to be buff. If
Yeah.
you're not buff,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you don't have that problem.
Like, you're not gonna be buff from, like, doing a 30-minute workout.
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna
even-
catch yourself if you-
even 5 days a week.
Yeah.
It's just movement. Like, get moving, get sweating. Like, you can. I always say, like, just do 30 minutes. Just do something. Go to walk on a treadmill incline for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just that. Go learn to skip rope. Do an elliptical machine. Do some kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
And everybody can do these things, right? There's no excuse not to, unless you're actually like in a wheelchair or something. You can't move, right?
Yeah.
But you can do something, whether it be abs, go for a long walk. Even go for a walk is important.
Yeah.
I love walks. I feel like walking is like a meditation too. Like, sometimes you can go for a walk without headphones and just raw dog it, and after 30 minutes you can clear your head and find the answers you're looking for.
That's the best.
Yeah.
I love it.
I miss walking right now that it's winter, right?
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, of walking around in nature like 20, 30 minutes without headphones
It's the
on.
best.
I mean, if you could do it longer than
with
that,
no
it'd be great,
with
but-
no like sense of like where you want to go. Just keep walking. You just follow your intuition. Oh, turn in this corner. Go here. And it's like the best, because it's like it gets your body moving. So it clears your mind and your body.
It's funny because that's usually the people who want to learn how to start meditating. That's usually what I tell them to do first. Is like just do that without, and then
Yeah.
let your mind wander. You're walking. Funny enough, that's also now a way to get yourself moving.
Yeah.
A way to get yourself to like be encouraged.
Yeah,
to work
and
out.
like in Chinese, like Taoism, they have like this meditation walk where you basically, what's what it is. It's walking meditation. So when you're walking, you're basically just being aware of like your feet, like your heel touching the ground and your toes. So it's like, you're very conscious of like every step. So that's in meditating, because you're being present, right? You're not like walking and looking at things and having your thoughts wander. You're just being really conscious of your body and walking
Yeah.
step by step by step, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You obviously work out pretty regularly now. You're in good shape now. What was like the catalyst to change? Because not that you weren't in good shape before, but I feel like
Pull up a picture.
you did lose a significant amount of weight in the
Yeah.
last like 3 or 4 years.
Um,
Was that when you stopped partying more so?
yeah. When I was in Bali, I got in great shape.
I feel like that's the part of the culture.
I had such a
think,
good
too.
routine there. Like I wake up, get on my motorbike, go to the beach, go for like 30-minute walk on the beach barefoot.
Yeah.
In the sun too, and get my tan on. Come back, I had a meal prep system that was great, and the meal prep was like this much carbs, and each meal was like 60 grams of protein.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was
Like they deliver it to you, or
oh yeah, they deliver it to you, and it's like $9 Canadian each
Okay.
meal.
so that makes it easy.
They deliver lunch, like yeah, they deliver it daily, so it's fresh.
So it's fresh.
Yeah, they're not
It's
delivering
already,
they're not delivering like 7 for the week, you
and
know?
it's already portioned to how many grams of protein you need.
Yeah. And then I
And
did
it's
that,
affordable.
and I was doing F45, which is like circuit training.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is if you want to if you're gonna get in shape, F45 is probably the best thing.
I always tell people like to just find a class to join that interests you, like whether it's cycling, yoga,
Yeah.
boxing, Muay Thai, whatever. Find
Yeah.
something that interests you because they're just going to make you do it.
Yeah.
And like, there's no way to be lazy really.
Oh yeah,
about
you
it.
get in shape real fast, and then
Find a trainer that was willing to yell at you.
yeah, and then I got really good shape there, and yeah, like I mean, quitting drinking probably helped a lot too. Like quitting drinking probably is what changed my bloating and the way I look, right?
Yeah. I feel like when you quit drinking, like your face just like gets thinner. Like I looked at pictures
Yeah.
when I used to drink like all the time. I was like, my face was just like puffy all the time.
100%. I mean, you know, drinking like alcohol like is really bad for inflammation.
Yeah.
And inflammation is like the beginning of like almost every disease. You know, so yeah, I mean drinking is a huge thing. I know people can't give it up, but I mean if you can minimize it or go to the sauna and try to reduce inflammation in your body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it really was drinking because at one point I wasn't changing my routine and what I was eating that much. Like when I went on the meal plan, I got really ripped.
Yeah.
But before that, I already scaled back on drinking a lot. And people are like, "Oh, like, you look like you lost weight." I'm like, "I haven't even changed anything." And I'm like, "Oh wait, I
Drinking.
pretty much stopped drinking."
Yeah.
And then that was like the main thing.
Do you feel like you're a happier person since you quit drinking?
Since I quit drinking,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. I feel like I don't have an escape anymore. If I have to deal with something, I have to deal with it like head on, internally.
It's funny because I feel like a lot of people who drink all the time feel like if they stop drinking, then they won't be happy because they use drinking as
Yeah.
like they look at it as like having fun and like, well, what am I going to do now on a Saturday night if I'm
Yeah.
not drinking? Like, how am I going to have fun? And then I'm not going to be happy if I'm not having fun. And
Even the idea of like telling people that, like, oh, how did you get so healthy, or how did you, become like this or that? And I'm like, well, I think mainly is quitting drinking. Like, oh, I can't do that.
yeah, I could never.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't think it's even possible because
Yeah.
it's just something that's ingrained in their life, right? I mean, and I was
Self doubt is real too. That's
yeah. I mean, I was there too. I was there. That's why I wish I don't have like videos or something like. We just find like some video of me like being fucking manic and just fucking tearing shit apart. Like you don't have shit like that. I mean, I'll have is like pictures to show people, but I can't like show people what the inside of my mind was like before, right?
a lot more hectic.
Yeah, only people that know me like really can tell. So I don't know, but you just have to want to do it. I think if you feel called to do it, right?
Feels like you have like a pretty crazy self development journey over the last 5 years.
I did, yeah.
Was there-
I'm still on it. I mean, this year was crazy. Like a crazy, probably one of the craziest years I've had besides 2020.
How so?
I think it's had like a cascade of events of like heartbreak and stuff like that.
Heartbreak.
I'm a lover boy. And,
Okay. So like you're in a relationship and it ended?
Yeah. And then that and just career things that weren't the best. It really like brought out some dark times, and like I felt like the first time in like 5 years, like depression really sprung up again.
Yeah.
And that really forced me to do even more self-work. And I'm like, hey, well, why is this back? And why do I feel like this? And like, I'm meditating every day and I'm journaling and
And you couldn't drink to drown it out either. So you
Yeah,
actually,
you know,
actually
I
work on
had
it.
to really sit with it and face it. And I spent a lot of like alone time this year, even though people may look at my Instagram like, oh well, he like did so much this year. He went here, went there, and it's like in between that, I had a lot of downtime where it's just me, myself in my room, you know, just meditating and reading books and like studying and trying to, you know, figure myself out. So, yeah, like the self development journey that doesn't just end. I think it's like a lifelong thing, but it's the most rewarding thing.
Did one thing start it? There was like a catalyst because you had like a meditation journey. It like it had a health journey. You stopped drinking and everything. Was there one thing that like kind of like started all of it? Like was it that hangover that day, or was it did it
That started all of it was 2020 and during COVID.
COVID?
Yeah,
Really,
that was like heavy depression. Like,
yeah.
yeah, that was like really dark period where I didn't know what I wanted to do, and it got so bad. Like, I don't know if you ever had depression, but like if you have like deep depression, it's like you can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Like you literally just feel like, you know, you did 10 mollies the night before.
Yeah.
Something like chemically missing in your brain where you can't get out of bed.
Yeah,
And you have like no drive to like, you have like no will to live almost. You know what I mean? You're like every day's just blah, and it's like
It's just like emptiness.
yeah. It feels like emptiness. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you don't have you don't even like have a drive to check your phone. It's just like you just feel empty. And I'm like, hey, this is not good. You know, because this is gonna lead to a really bad place.
Yeah.
And that's when I did that, you know, psychedelic experience, and then it literally changed my life.
So psychedelic experience is almost the
Yeah, well,
catalyst.
that was the catalyst, yeah. But like the depression was the catalyst to do that, and then that sparked, you know, my self development journey, right?
interesting.
Yeah.
What happened on that psychedelic experience?
Well, I guess if I explain it, people are watching this are not gonna sound. It's not gonna sound crazy because people watching this are probably.
Yeah. I mean, if they've done psychedelics, it might not sound great.
yeah.
But I feel like people who haven't done psychedelics hear those.
Fuck, I need to pee first. Let me give a pee break.
Okay.
I'll explain this.
So what happened in that psychedelic experience to really kind of set things in motion?
So, fuck, my parents are gonna watch this. I've told this to like people close to me, but I've never like told this story publicly. But so basically, I did mushrooms by myself in my apartment,
Yeah.
and then I heard online, like, you know, if you, I mean, I don't know. Let me phrase that. We couldn't go anywhere at that time, so
Yeah.
people couldn't come over,
Yeah.
right? And then I looked on YouTube, like people doing solo trips,
Yeah.
and you know, I heard, like tons of good experience. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this out. You know, I've nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So I did it, and then I put a movie on, and because I knew it's gonna be like an hour before it kicks in.
Yeah.
So after the movie's done, it's hit me pretty hard,
Yeah.
and I just lay on my couch in my apartment, and I found like a playlist, like mushroom playlist, and it's like really like, you know, wavy kind of like chill music.
Yeah.
And I put that on, and now it's like really hitting me. It's really strong. It's
Yeah.
like I think almost like 5 grams.
Oh, you did a hear those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in my headphones, like when the bass dropped on this song, like I just like went through the ground. Like you never watched like Get Out
Yes.
when she makes him drink that tea, and he like goes through the fucking
Okay. Yeah.
the chair.
Yeah.
Like that sunken place. It felt like that.
Okay.
So I was like, boom, and I could see like my body on the couch, and I'm like in this other kind of place. And I was like, holy shit. And I didn't know what to expect, but it was like a wave of like so many different emotions. So it would just show me things in my mind that I guess was always sitting in the back, but I never kind of like, I've always ignored it or never dealt with it like head on. And it was showing me all these things, and some of it was like painful, you know, some of it was like happy, and it was all these different emotions. And it got to a point where I felt like I was dying. Like everything was like really like pressurized. I was like in space, but there was like everything's like pressurized. Everything's really black, and it's becoming closer and closer and closer. Where it's like almost like about to like, you know, come to this thing that's gonna like close in, right?
Yeah.
And I think that at that time I was like, oh, is this what an ego death is? Because it felt painful. It
Yeah.
felt like you're dying. Really, it was like everything's closing in on you. Everything's getting really dense and black, like blacker than, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but like
Yeah.
you feel this pressure, and then it's like you feel like you died, and then from that came after like a really like explosive thing where it's like a almost like a white light like exploded from that.
Yeah.
And then that was like a really like happy experience. I think I told you about this before.
Yeah.
Where it's like you feel you like overly euphoric. Like you're like kind of like almost like a rebirth.
Yeah.
So at that time I was like, okay, this feels like what people describe as the ego death. Because if I feel like I'm dying, who is the one watching this process, right?
Yeah.
And then I think that experience made me realize that I'm not me. I'm, something else besides, this physical body and Steven, right?
Yeah.
It made me realize that I'm like a soul or the observer that's seeing or consciousness watching all this happen, and I'm not really dying. It's just that, part of me is dying, and then something else is getting reborn, right? And then in that reborn phase, I felt like this like all encapsulating kind of love that I never felt before.
Yeah.
Like it was so intense. It felt like it was too much.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it raining in my apartment? It was like water drops. I'm like, I felt like there was water drops in my face. And then I'm so out of my body that I don't even realize that it's my own tears coming on my face,
Yeah.
I'm so gone that I think it's like, water from the ceiling dropping on my face. And I'm like, I get back to my body and I'm like, oh shit, I'm actually crying.
Yeah.
And that's how intense this love was, right? And in that moment, I was like, whatever this is, I can't tell what it is. It felt like very motherly love.
Yeah.
But whatever this is, this has to be God. This has to be like God.
Yeah.
Or
I was gonna say it was the universe loving you, or for God, however you want.
Yeah, like that was like the word that came to my mind instantly was this is God,
Yeah.
Like this is like what an experience with the divine is. And after that, it just became like more of like a surfing through different realities in space kind of trip for like maybe like a couple hours. And I came out of that and I was like, I literally felt like a brand new person.
I don't want to interpret the trip too much, but does that almost give you like permission to love yourself at that point?
But no, I missed a very important point in that trip.
Yeah.
Is that now I'm trying to think back. This was before the dying part.
Yeah.
I was in space. Everything's like really black, but black, but you can feel like the density of like, you feel the density of the air in space. And I see this like figure in space, like across from me. And at the time I was like, okay, well, this looks like one of those Hindu gods. Because I didn't study Hinduism or anything about it at the time, right? Yeah. Like no relation to it. Yeah. So this is weird. And I'm like seeing this guy on this, floating thing, and I'm coming towards him, or he's coming towards me, or I'm coming towards him. I think I was going towards him. Yeah. And I was going towards him, and I started making out like what he looks like and stuff, and he has like multiple heads and he has like multiple arms, and I'm like, oh shit, And he had said something to me at that time, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah. But I had another trip like later on where I had that experience too, and he said something to me. He's like, "What do you want out of this experience?" And I said, "Peace and love." Yeah. That's my instant answer, because like in there you don't really have like this ego where you're thinking about something else. You're like, "Oh, fucking $1 million," like this was the first thing that came to mind. And yeah, that was a crazy experience, because that was before that part where everything just kind of like came in on me, Yeah. And I was like, it's just very interesting that I've seen that and not like Buddha or like Jesus or something. It's like Hindu God. And I think later on I looked into it. I still can't figure out like who it is, but I like studied it after, and it's either Vishnu or like Brahma. Okay. Yeah. In Hinduism.
Two parts of the same thing, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. But like it looks wise with like, the arms and the head and the multiple heads. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because Brahma has like the 4 heads. Yeah. But I think he has 4 arms, and then Vishnu has 6 arms. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I was not offending anybody here. My lack of
it's hard to remember, because I was studying it too, and I was reading the Upanishads. Yeah. And I was trying to figure out, because I had a similar experience when I was meditating in front of I was meditating in front of a tapestry of Shiva that Fajr used to have in his room. Yeah. And it was like 3 meditations in a row that I had like these crazy like out of body experiences where at the first I was talking to Shiva, but then it turned into some other god, and I couldn't quite figure out what other god it was.
What do you look like?
So one of them, it was like a combination of a few of them. One of them was, I think it turned out to be
Crazy.
Rudra, which is funny because that's my dad's name.
Yeah.
And then another one was Vishnu. Another one was, it was just Shiva, the other one.
Crazy.
But they were all kind of like a similar experience of like,
Yeah.
I want to say a combination of peace. There was a bit of love, but some of it was almost like a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Like it felt like part
Yeah.
of me was like breaking, like almost like transforming. I don't know how to exactly explain
That's
it.
probably what people talk about when they say ego death is like that, you know, like it's a part of you that's like,
Yeah, you feel like it, like the reality of who you think you are almost breaking,
yeah.
and then you realize that you're like,
I think
Nothing.
those experiences to help you see that you're not your ego, you know, because your ego never really dies, you know, you're still gonna have your ego no matter what if you're gonna be in this planet, but
yeah,
it's like it just helps you separate that, and I think that's why I think psychedelics is so important for people. If they can have that experience, they can get to see that,
Yeah.
and once you see that you're not your ego, then you don't take things so personally in this life. You know, if you feel like this is all you have and this is, you know, the only life you have, and you know you're gonna take things very personally, or you're gonna take every thought in your head as yours, which is probably what a lot of people's problems are stem from, right?
yeah,
Like I don't know where I seen this, but someone wrote that, like, I think it was like Twitter or something. People said
Yeah.
like if everyone on planet Earth realized that they're not their thoughts, like 90% of mental health would be fixed. Yeah.
that's an interesting thought. People think they're the thoughts. That's definitely a
Yeah.
reality right now.
I mean, if someone's never meditated or had an experience like that, how do you explain that to them?
They need therapy. I think you'll end up in therapy too.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have good therapists and bad therapists, right? I think
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I
Because
think
we all have crazy thoughts. If you start thinking, identifying yourself with, I think the ability to acknowledge your thoughts, but then not act on it is what makes you who you are, not actual thoughts themselves. Because you can say, oh, no, I don't want that to be part of me. And then just reject it and just,
yeah,
oh, I thought about that, but I'm not going to.
because you have intrusive thoughts. And sometimes like, where did this come from? You know,
Yeah.
but you be driving and it's like you see a fucking puddle. You're like, what if I just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like where did this thought come from? You'll just get like a random thought where it's like shit like that when it sounds like something evil, you know.
Well, you could do the same thing if you watch like a horror movie and then you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, what if I did that by accident?
Well,
then
that's another thing why I'm very big on like
controlling what you
controlling
take
what
in.
you take in.
Yeah,
information
same.
you take in, right?
I'm the same way now.
Like people are like, oh,
Be cautious.
like I don't watch scary movies, not because I'm not scared. Like I watch a scary movie and like it's just like whatever to me, but it's because I'm letting that into my mind because I know it gets to my mind because I'll go to sleep and I'll have a dream about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't want this sitting in my subconscious now, you know?
Yeah. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, and I think it's important to like, you know, stand guard and make sure what you're taking in is something that's gonna benefit you and you know, not be a detriment to your mind.
Yeah.
'Cause you're taking all the information, especially now where there's so much information out there. You're just gonna take in all this stuff, and it's like now you start believing certain things, or your personality changes a little bit, and you don't know where it came from, right?
Yeah. I have strong opinions on horror movies.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm like if the movie
It's exciting. I mean, I think when you're bored and nothing to watch, like like they're probably the most entertaining for sure.
Yeah.
But I can probably trace this back to like when I was a kid, and this is why they have like you know movie guidance and why kids should watch certain movies because
Yeah.
like you know
start getting ideas.
me and my cousins when we were kids or you know uncles just read some crazy ass when we were watching this shit and I'm like, yo, this guy just got his body ripped in half. And
Yeah.
You're like 5-6 years old, you know.
Yeah.
You're just like seeing this image and it's like it's sitting somewhere in your
I was
mind.
gonna say it lurks there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything is stored in subconscious, whether people believe that or not. Like it's a very vast like sea of information, and everything gets stored there.
Well, definitely like messes with like your subconscious, and I mean it lurks in the background regardless. I don't remember what movie it was, but I remember when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I saw a movie where they put, I don't know, whoever the bad guys are, put some guy in like a wood chipper.
Yeah.
And still to this day, if I see a wood chipper, that's like the first
Yeah.
thing that comes to my mind is like that movie scene.
Yeah.
And like, it's been like 30 years or whatever, and that's still that's still what I think about. So like, what about the ones
I was
that you see
watching
like
like
fresh?
yeah, like Starship Troopers when I was a kid. When they had like, those big bugs,
Yeah,
and just like rip people apart, and I'll be like, "Holy shit!"
yeah,
And it was just like, "What What if that happened to my family?" Like, and then you like, it's just sitting in your mind. So it's like, it's important to like, you know, be the gatekeeper of like what enters your fucking mind.
that's fair.
You know, I don't know how we got into this conversation.
Right, there's a psychedelic journey.
Yeah.
The psychedelic journey that you're on, did that change like your view of like goals for yourself or success? 'Cause I feel like with the ego death, like especially in music, people like almost like, I want to be that famous guy, I want to be the guy on stage, whatever it is. And like when you have an ego death, that must change that.
Yeah, but I don't think one experience can one shot you like that.
Yeah,
Which is why I wanted to get into meditation because I felt like I need to like consistently work on something.
yeah,
Because you can have a psychedelic experience like that, and I feel like this is why the work you do when you're sober is more important than doing psychedelics all the time.
yeah,
Because you can do psychedelics, and then for a moment after you finish the trip, you can feel like very enlightened and very light, and like your mind and your personality and your inner world is like a desktop screen, and everything's wiped clean. Right? Everything's wiped clean. Everything's in the recycling bin, and it's like if you don't maintain that or work on that like daily, eventually all that stuff in the recycling bin comes back up.
yeah.
Because I have seen that. I know lots of people that do psychedelics and they feel like they're this, superior spiritual being.
Yeah.
And but
The ego death becomes
yeah,
ego
you know what I
birth.
mean. And it's like their habits haven't changed.
Yeah.
The way they think hasn't really been rewired in a good way. It's just basically getting like ego boost,
Yeah.
And it's like like you can get it's a cheat code to fix those things, but you have to still be conscious of like what you got from that and apply that to your everyday life, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't really do like trips or anything anymore. I just really meditate and
Have you ever had a psychedelic experience for meditation?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you, I mean that's why I love meditation. People think it's like you're sitting down and you're just being quiet. I'm like, no, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah,
Like
there's stuff going on.
there's deep levels, and that's why it's like, it's almost like a video game sometimes. And I mean that's why I like it. Like I can get very deep if I have the time.
Yeah.
Like, like ancient mystics, didn't always have to use substances or plants to go somewhere. They just meditated, right? Like the real like people that have like the real like monks and stuff like that have like that kind of mastery.
Yeah.
Because I've gone places and I'm like, in the meditation, I'm like, how the fuck did I get here?
Have you read "Be Here Now" by Baba Ramdas?
Be here now, yeah, of course.
Where like and he gives like the LSD to Maharaji. And
Oh yeah. And he's like pretending to be fucked up, and
he's like, no, he's like, I actually feel like this all the time.
yeah, yeah. He's like, oh no, it's like his people have like had those experiences throughout history, like lots, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't. I mean, if you can get to a place where you're eating right and you're healthy and you're meditating, you can get to a place where you're like your frequency is a point where you feel high every day.
Yeah, you're just like buzzing.
Yeah, and that's what I like. That's what I like to get to, right? Like not every day is gonna be like that, and people shouldn't think that life is supposed to be like that. Even though you can try to aim for that, but don't give into the misconception in spirituality and self development that you always have to be high vibe or like love and light and fucking namaste. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not. That's
Can't
not.
always be perfect.
That's also a fucking mask.
Yeah. The people who pretend like that all the time are the
Yeah.
ones who have that like the ego explosion.
Yeah, I think it's important to be neutral. And then when you're neutral more often, then you can be like at a better frequency more often, right? Instead of like, I feel like shit, I'm gonna drink and party, and then I'm gonna feel better, and then I feel like shit again, and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
escape.
It's almost like you need a level of balance.
Yeah, I intermittent fast.
Yeah.
I go to the gym, have like 2 coffees, and I have a workout and hit the sauna. After that, I feel amazing. I feel fucking amazing. I feel like I can do anything.
Yeah.
feeling conquered by day, you know?
Yeah.
So at that point, I don't feel like I need to drink or anything.
Is that like your morning routine?
That's my morning, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wake up, I meditate, and I started doing this book called The Artist Way again.
Okay.
It's like a really spiritual book for artists and about why the creative act of an artist is like very spiritual, because like music is spiritual, creativity is spiritual, everything's spiritual in life, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And we have these things called morning pages in the book. So basically you wake up right away and you start writing morning pages, basically just journaling. It's basically like a brain dump. You're not writing to write anything spectacular. You're basically just like whatever thought comes out, you're basically dumping it on the paper
Yeah.
to like empty out your subconscious, right? So I'm doing that right now. Wake up, I do that, and then I meditate, and then meditate for like 20 minutes, go make my coffee, take my electrolyte drink,
Yeah.
and then go to the gym. That's my morning routine.
It's like a solid routine.
Yeah. I mean, it's not always going to be like that. Like, if I'm touring or I'm traveling, then it's not.
Yeah, you
like,
can't maintain
easy.
it forever, but
But I still try to meditate like right away if I'm in a hotel room, like when I wake up.
sounds like a recipe for success. On that note, when will you consider yourself successful if you don't already? Like in the music industry, what would be success to you?
I think in terms of what I call successful is like touring consistently and making music consistently. I mean, there's legends that are I consider successful that haven't been putting out music that's like hitting still, but they're still successful, right?
It depends
I
on
think
their definition of success, though, right?
Yeah, I think everyone's definition of success is different. I think if I can continue to make a living out of it and, you know, increase my earnings and have a better lifestyle because of music, and continually feel inspired to make music and music's good and people are liking it, then that's successful. And like playing shows and playing bigger shows and, you know,
Yeah.
I don't think,
So you want to see consistent progress.
yeah, I like progress. You know,
It can be addicting.
maybe that's like ADHD thing too. You don't like plateaus, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to appreciate those plateaus or the down times, because that's just the ebb and flow of life, right?
Yeah.
It's not always like a linear like rocket, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if you look at life, and life is more like a Bitcoin chart than like a fucking meme coin chart. Like, you know, as long as you have ups and you're gonna have some down moments.
Yeah.
But overall, on the bigger picture, like a bigger time frame,
Yeah.
you're going up.
Yeah.
Like a meme coin is like this. You go up and then you get fucking crash, right?
Yeah.
I think people, when you expect to be like this, you're gonna have that crash, that hard crash, right?
Like that meme, like what the overnight success really looked like, and it's like a
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I mean in the music industry, people that come up fast, they come down fast too, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But if you build something that over time, you know, you're learning, you're building, and you're learning more about yourself, you're you know, have a better, you're improving your skill set, and you're slowly building something that's last, you know, a lifetime. Then that's better than something that comes up fast and goes.
Fair.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for somebody who wants to do what you're doing?
Music.
Yeah, DJing or producing, record label.
I would say initially I thought about meditation. I'm like, no. Just start. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
It's just start. You don't need anything to be prepped to start. Just like if you feel like you want to do music, go on YouTube, learn how to start with whatever you have. You know, you don't need all the fancy tools. Just get Ableton, get FL Studio, Logic, whatever works for you. And you know, there's a lot of tutorials on the basics now. Get a mentor. I can mentor you if you want. I do that on the side sometimes.
Oh, sweet.
Mentor is super important because
You got a mentor.
bass
Big
clef.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but mentor is important because you fast track. You know, fast track your progress.
Yeah.
I think this is not only music. You probably know too, like in business, like getting a mentor is crucial for.
Oh yeah, it's one of the. I think finding somebody that can teach you along the way is one of the easiest ways to learn.
Yeah, like all the greats have, you know, mentors.
Yeah.
I don't have a mentor now, but I think even eventually, I want to look for another mentor. You know, maybe in
Yeah.
some kind of different field, but like just to have like someone there for something.
How do you find a mentor?
Internet.
I guess is there a marketplace for that?
No, I mean,
that'd be
if
pretty
you look
sweet
hard
if
enough,
there
I think there's a lot of mentors out there. Like,
Yeah.
but you just have to find one that suits you. You know, like I've had chats with.
How did you find Bass Club when you found it?
I found Base Stuff because I was subscribed to his email list,
Okay.
and I was using his Ableton plugins.
Okay.
Even though well,
And
no,
he was just offering
no,
it?
I wasn't producing yet, but I was subscribed to them because he was giving out like production tips and stuff, and I was wanting to learn, but I wasn't producing yet. And then
So did you get him as a mentor before you even started? Like you started with him?
I started with him.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So it was like at the end of 2016, before New Year's Eve, he put out this thing that he's going to start taking on students to do one-on-one mentoring for production.
Yeah.
And then I was telling my girlfriend at the time, like, I feel like I should really take this, like be serious with it. And I started like literally the first week of January in 2017.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I was subscribed to it like, because like before that, I always wanted to produce, but it's like, I felt like I tried stuff with FL and like, I really wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah. But Ableton, do you still use Ableton?
Yep.
And was that like one of the changes when you changed that? It was like more motivating, or was it easier to use for you, or what was the difference?
No, I switched to Ableton because a lot of people around me were using it, and Bass Stuff was using it.
Okay.
Like when I first started with him, I was still using FL,
Yeah.
and then I just decided to switch because it just made everything easier for what he was teaching, and a lot of people around me were using Ableton.
Is it just a preference thing, or is there something wrong with?
I would say Ableton is probably the best, in my opinion. Now, like you can do a lot with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
even has a stem splitter now. You can put a song in, it'll split the stems to like vocal, whatever you want.
And you said you're offering mentorship now too, if anybody wanted to take
Yeah,
it?
I mentioned your brother.
There you go.
Vivek hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to learn.
I did a session with him last week.
Yeah, because he's trying to do trap and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm actually a mentor on Bass Scout's website, so
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Are you a happy person?
Most of the time, I'm not perfect. I feel like I have a balance between like being neutral and being like happy and overjoyed. I do have like I'm not perfect. I have times where I can get upset about things. I'm not gonna be like a fucking robot and be like I'm like immune to this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's the human experience that you have to like understand that you are human and give yourself some grace when you get upset or get a little negative, right? It's just how long you stay there and how quickly you bounce back.
So what's the key to happiness?
Self-love. Love, actually.
Yeah. Do you have love?
Like girlfriend?
Self-love and love.
I have love in my life. Not like in terms of relationship, but I feel like I can cultivate love, like the feeling of it, just with music. That's why I love music so much, because you can just invoke feelings that are not there, right?
Yeah.
Like however you want to feel, there's a song for that. And I feel like that's the power of music. Is just if you don't, if you don't know like don't know what to do. I think I always suggest people curate a playlist that makes them feel good.
A feel-good playlist.
Yeah, that's part of my like my daily routine too. Is just I have like a playlist of like music I listen to in the morning, like when I'm on my drive to the gym.
Yeah.
And that like sets my frequency for the day. Because you could feel in love without being around a person,
Yeah.
Because that person, what's that person giving? That person's giving you a feeling that's
Yeah.
inside of you. You're feeling it in the inside.
Yeah.
You can listen to a song, you can watch a movie and feel in love.
Yeah, you can get that feeling.
You can visualize it and you can feel it.
Because you're producing that feeling for yourself in that moment.
Yeah. So if you can give that to yourself, you don't really need anything outside of you. Although it's nice to be in love, of course. Like that's amazing. That's like the jackpot of life is to find true love, true everlasting love is the jackpot, right? But
Yeah.
I'm saying you can feel that. You can feel energized. You can feel in love. But you can also feel sad with music too. But so you get to be selective with what kind of music input you want.
So would it be fair to say that the fact that you work with music is one of the reasons why you are happy?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
It's
something I love.
Music
right?
brings you happiness.
Music is my passion, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think just that. Like, I have a lot of passions. Like I like learning about myself and why we're here, things like that, and like the spiritual side of life. And I just like art. Sometimes I just go on Pinterest and look at like aesthetics, and it makes me happy. art itself is just supposed to make you feel some way, you know?
Yeah.
I think if you continue like finding art that makes you feel a certain way, then you know that's like makes my life more meaningful. Like watching a movie, a movie that you like. I love movies. I'll rewatch my favorite movies all the time. Books, I'll reread books, and you know stuff like that.
So find the things you love and do them often.
Yeah, find your passions, find the things you love, and yeah, do them often while you're here. You know,
And listen to good music.
Life can be short. Yeah, life can be short, and then you know you're the one that gets to choose what you do with your finite time and energy every day. So put it into something you love, and that makes you feel good.
Before we wrap it up, do you have anything to say to the people listening?
Love one another, pursue your passions. As a cliche as that sounds, but
Yeah.
yeah, love yourself, love others, be kind to others, and yeah, go after your dreams because we won't be here for long.
So to wrap it up, I want to give you a thank you on behalf of people in Winnipeg, because I feel like you're definitely one of the people that's kind of like driven a rise in music in Winnipeg, especially in the world of electronic music. Definitely have inspired. I think in the last few years, we've seen a lot of like new DJs come up. A lot of people are like just taking up producing, which probably wouldn't have otherwise. And I think like you're definitely one of the reasons why people are like, feel like, oh, people can do it even if they're from Winnipeg kind of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are, you know.
Yeah.
What matters is you use what you have and make it happen. So I love my city, and I know I'll continue to rep Winnipeg and put on for Winnipeg. So
Thank you for that inspiration. Thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for being my friend. Appreciate it.
thanks for having me on. I'm glad we finally got done.
Hey everyone, you just finished listening to episode 1 of the Now With Nik podcast with my guest, House of Panda. I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. If you did, please like, follow, subscribe on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. And if you have any suggestions for podcast guests you'd like to hear in the future, please comment below or message me directly. Thank you. Have a good day and be love.